Non, je vois que beaucoup se demandent comment ils vont passer la certification. C'est intéressant. Mhm. Mais quand je vois le résultat là, je vois qu'il y a des gens parmi vont. C'est compliqué. Si on prend le masse 17. Bon, voilà. Les résultats sont quand même là. Mais, Modesta, tu es une noyeuse ou c'est comment? 25%. Et c'est l'autrice là qui est là 81%. Et. Donc vous vous plaignez comme ça alors que papa pas derrière. Ok, ok. Ok. Bon, la station, ce n'est pas mal. Not bad, not good. In the middle. So, just keep striving. Okay, just keep practicing. I give you access to WeSlab. It's easy. WeSlab, it's easy to get there. More than 300 questions. You just sign in. I've already provided you credential. Just click on sign in. Then you go on dashboard. Come here. Dashboard. Then you go on my courses.
Can you put it in? Please, can you just take it back after you sign in? When you go to his dashboard, and then see that.
Then you go on my courses. Then you select the course Asset Cloud Engineer. Okay. Make sure it is on practice text. And these are all the tests available. Good. So let me open this. Okay, that quiz. Okay, with you, first question saying that you will develop a decouple application that is set to be deployed. By the way, we didn't finish Kubernetes. All we did last week it was only that means general Kubernetes, but you didn't discuss about how Kubernetes works on Google Cloud. No, all I teach you wasn't Google Cloud Kubernetes engine. Remember, I said that Kubernetes is a cloud neutral solution. That means that it's not owned by a cloud provider. But the way you work with Kubernetes is the same way you work with AWS. But the way you deploy Kubernetes is different depending on each cloud provider. So that means that they are having their own characteristics, but the way you interact with it is the same everywhere. Okay? So you develop a decoupled application that is set to be deployed on a Kubernetes cluster on Google Cloud Kubernetes Engine. You need to be able to run on high hypes for the application high performance computing, and you also need to use Disk Snapshot as part of your disaster recovery strategy. You use the pricing calculator to generate a cost estimate and enter some information regarding your cluster, just as the number of nodes, average day, and average hour. What should you do next? At the beginning of the training, when we discuss about pricing calculator, I always say that for each solution that we will cover, make sure you go on your own, you type Google Cloud Pricing Calculator and see how the solution is being. Where is it? Google Cloud Price Calculator. Okay. Price calculator at estimate. I will select your discussion about our question is GKU. So I will search for GKU. Is it? Then Sean says what? You use price cost estimate. That means that and enter information such as number of nodes, average day and average hour, number of nodes, average day and average hour. What's next? I'm seeing that showing number of zone cluster, regional cluster, the system, the system, the machine type, series, number of virtual CPU, amount of memory, the type of disks. You are seeing committed use option. These are the estimates provided by me for the solution GQ. So based on that, what would I choose here? Hmm? Enter the number of local SSD you want to use. Fill out the disk storage and snapshot storage field. Enter the number of local SSD you want to use. Check the option to add cost estimate for GPU cluster management. It doesn't exist. There is no cost for GPU cluster management here. It doesn't exist. So B is false. Tick the GPU option. No, it's not here. There's nowhere asking me to tick for the GPU option. GPU is used for what? For graphical processing unit. Okay? That's basically used for those machine learning, whatever. Request for quotation team. No. So based on what I posted by elimination, there is no way they are billing me for GQ cross management because it's not there. There is no way they are asking there's an option where they ask me to tick for GPU's option. There is no way also they ask me to request for from Google support team. So the answer is A. Okay, okay, we good. Good. So, next question. Okay. Your company has a mission critical application. That's a mission critical application. Deploy on deploy on Google Cloud on Google Compute Engine. You want to avoid it with yourself. Okay. You want to avoid the accidental deletion of this instance. What should you do? This one is easy. Just when you do Compute Engine, it's written there. Turn on deletion protection features on the instance. Period. There's no tag. There is no manage instance for that. There is no chapter for that. On dit simplement ici que vous déployez un serveur qui a l'application critique. Maintenant, vous voulez éviter de supprimer le serveur de manière accidentelle. Lorsqu'on travaille sur Computer Engine, il y a l'option qu'on clique seulement pour dire que turn on deletion protection feature on the instance. Et je traverse. Your company is uh, is in the progress of merging and with another company that also use GCP as a cloud infrastructure. Okay. Both company manage hundreds of GCP projects and have their own billing account. Your company finance officer asks you to consolidate the cost for both GCP organization into a single voice and submit it tomorrow. Good. That means that if I proceed by elimination here, I will choose what? Configure a third-party GCP link. No need to, no need to use third party because they are both GCP infrastructure. Okay? Because saying about both companies manage hundreds of GCP projects and have their own billing account. Your company finance officer asks you to consider the cost of both GCP organizations. They are both using GCP organization, though no need to use a third-party tool to put both company in a single bill. Okay? So this one is false. Open a support case to migrate project. No need to migrate project. The problem is that we want to consider billing, not migrate project. This is not responding à our issue. Faut bien comprendre la question. OK? On dit la compagnie, c'est un processus on dit, de merger avec une autre compagnie qui a aussi GCP, qui a aussi des versions dans GCP. Maintenant, les deux compagnies ont plusieurs projets et ont leurs propres comptes de facturation. Maintenant, alors, il y a la compagnie auquel tu travailles, c'est-à-dire que le directeur de finances te demande de consolider les coûts des deux instituts à une seule facture. OK? Il n'a pas dit que tu mires les projets. Bah, c'est ce qu'on va le faire. Ask you to consolidate. Donc, ceci est faux également. Create a BigQuery dataset and configure both organizations to export their billing dataset. Non, on ne veut pas analyser. Donc, il reste avec le D. Attach a company billing account to the project of the other organization. Period. OK?
Pardon, expliquez la sœur, pardon. Pourquoi
Est-ce que quoi?
le dernier là, attaché, la dernière compte, pourquoi attacher un compte, vous pouvez faire back. J'ai la réponse que vous avez choisie, la dernière réponse que vous avez choisie.
Il est pas très bien. Ah, il fait back. Oui.
Oui, attache Organization Billing Account. Donc, c'est beau, c'est lié plutôt le compte à notre organisation.
Non, pas lié de relation. C'est attache à billing account. T'as dit tu rattaches ton, comment on dit? Tu attaches, comment en français? Puisque on veut que tu consolides les deux comptes de facturation en un seul compte de facturation avec l'entreprise auquel vous voulez
Oui, ça,
déménager. Maintenant, on vous demande alors de faire de attacher maintenant alors. On demande maintenant d'attacher maintenant le billing account de ton entreprise à un projet de notre entreprise afin de pouvoir avoir une seule facture. Okay? It's like, because if a project is associated with an organization, okay, you can't change it back to an organization or migrate it to an organization without involving the cloud support. That's already something that you know. Because the step one, you need to prepare the project. Je pense que je m'ai envoyé cela ils mettent sur c'est comment, euh, explication lorsque lorsque vous finissez le preuve. Est-ce que vous ne prenez pas le temps de le lire? Pas tout expliquer. Parce qu'il y a step 1, tu prépares ton projet. Step 2, tu opens ce qu'on appelle un support case. Step 3, tu, euh, tu performes comment on dit, performes des migrations. OK? Et lorsque c'est prêt, c'est le Google Cloud Support qui va t'aider maintenant à le migrer. OK? Si tu veux en savoir plus, c'est détails à la banque avec les captures d'écran. Une chose, lorsque vous soumettrez l'épreuve, faites en sorte de, au moins, se faire la correction de ce que vous êtes en train de faire. Faites la correction. Là, justement, de vous aider à comprendre les questions. Comment est-ce qu'on peut attaquer une question? Mais la correction de en fait, chaque réponse ici est expliquée lorsque vous soumettez l'épreuve. Donc, faites l'effort de venir revoir ça, vous faites la correction, vous comprenez pourquoi ceci est faux.
C'est que la correction où c'est, vous dites que vous envoyez la correction comment? Je comprends pas
Non,
bien.
lorsque tu appuies sur la correction est là. Si tu vois les questions, la
Ah
correction
oui, je
là.
n'ai pas prêté attention, je n'ai pas vu ça. Je l'ai repris plusieurs fois, je n'ai pas vu ce mythe-là. Je n'ai pas
Non,
vu.
non. La question, la correction est toujours là.
Ah, ok.
La correction est là. Lorsque tu cliques submit, tu peux
Mhm.
review. La correction est là. Tu peux revoir tes questions. En revoyant tes questions, tu vas voir ce que tu as raté avec les corrections sur ça.
Ok, je pas fait attention là-dedans.
Donc, il faut faire comme il dit, ça va beaucoup vous aider. Là, justement, vous expliquer comment est-ce qu'on vous pouvez attaquer une question si vous ne connaissez pas. Parce que chaque question a les mots-clés. Il y a ce qu'on demande de faire et ce que vous pensez que vous devez faire. C'est deux choses différentes. Your company has hundreds of users identities in Microsoft Active Directory. Your company needs to retain the use of Active Directory as your source of truth for user identity and authorization. Okay? Your company required to have full control over employees' Google account for all. Your company requires to have full control over the employees' Google account for all Google services as well as GCP organization. What should you do? OK. Ici, ils disent ici que votre entreprise gère les utilisateurs avec Microsoft Active Directory. Maintenant, l'entreprise va continuer à utiliser cela pour pouvoir identifier et donner accès à ses utilisateurs. Maintenant, les compagnies require to have full control over the employee Google account. Maintenant, la compagnie veut maintenant avoir un total contrôle sur les Google accounts des employés pour toutes les solutions Google qu'ils utilisent. Même également aussi de la plateforme GCP. Il va avoir un contrôle total, en fait, sur les accès et sur les services que les employés utilisent. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? Hide the custom script. Nope. Ce qui va nous aider. Utilize Google Cloud Direct Sync to synchronize users into Google Cloud Entity. C'est intéressant. Export the user, export the company user from Active Directory as CSV file, import them into Google Cloud Identity via the admin console. Non. Require, ok, ça c'est aussi faux. Require each employee to set up a Google Cloud account using, mandate each employee to use a corporate, non. Puisqu'on disait qu'ils ont déjà les accès dans Active Directory. Donc, ça ne va servir à rien de les demander de créer encore un compte. OK? Ceci est faux. Le script est aussi faux. Your company needs to retain the use. OK, ceci est aussi faux. Pourquoi? Parce qu'il y a un mot ici, retain. C'est pour dire, malgré qu'ils ont un compte GCP, on pouvait exporter, il pouvait dire ici qu'il veut utiliser les mêmes accès. Là, j'allais prendre la partie export, c'est-à-dire que il veut genre un peu migrer les accès qui sont ici, bien conserver les accès de l'utilisateur qui, pour aussi les mettre dans GCP. Là, il pouvait faire export. Mais on dit ici que il veut retenir Active Directory comme étant la source d'authentification. OK? Company need to retain the use of Active Directory as your source of truth identification. So they need to retain that. That means the best solution here is what? Use Google Cloud Direct Sync to synchronize users into Google Cloud Identity. B. OK? Il y a chaque question a les mots-clés. Chaque question a un mot-clé qui répond à un problème spécifique. Each question is having its own keyword. And for you to be able to understand that you need to practice every day. I gave you access to this. not for you to play with. You can train here. Each question is having its keyword. Don't just read to read the question. Understand what they want you to, what issue they want you to solve. This single word change the whole solution. Okay? Good. Et organization, any question? C'est pas la sorcellerie, hein. Il y a les questions. Mhm. Bien. The organization plans to migrate your on-premise environment to Google Cloud Platform. You have several development teams that use Cassandra database. Ok. J'ai une idée sur ça, je me suis arrêté parce que je cherchais un mot. Ok, bon. Déjà, c'est moi en voyant ça. Vous voyez, pour quelqu'un qui est un peu, qui connaît un peu, qui a parcouru au moins GCP. Dès qu'il voit l'action, lui, il s'arrête, il cherche un mot là, qui est Cloud Marketplace. Il avait dit qu'au départ, Cloud Marketplace, c'est comme le Play Store de Google Cloud. C'est-à-dire que si ce n'est pas là, c'est comme votre téléphone. Quand votre téléphone n'a pas une application par défaut, vous partez le retrouver sur Play Store ou App Store. On est d'accord? Pour l'installer. Pareil chez GCP. Cassandra n'est pas une solution de GCP, de Google Cloud. OK? C'est-à-dire, c'est pas Google Cloud qui a développé Cassandra. La base n'est Cassandra. Mais alors, pour les déploiements Google Cloud, on parle de chercher dans quoi? Dans Google Cloud Marketplace. OK? Qui est comme le Play Store de Google Cloud. Donc, toute solution qui est déployée sur Google Cloud, mais qui n'est pas développée par Google Cloud, se retrouve dans Google Cloud Marketplace. Sur ça, je me suis arrêté lorsque lui, ça cherchait Google Cloud Marketplace. Et c'est la bonne réponse. Parce que là, je vais continuer à lire maintenant pour me rassurer si c'est moi le fait. You want to set up isolated environment for a development team that contain Cassandra instance. Yeah. You need to migrate to GCP as fast as possible. And you want to do this minimal effort. So yeah, c'est Google Cloud Marketplace. Et, okay. Now, I will
But
correct. Mhm.
but during at the time of this question, I did not even have an idea about what Cassandra was. So even though it kind of featured in all of the answers, that was the first part that actually got me lost here.
Mhm.
And then so it made me now to be like, instead of visiting the cloud marketplace, I was like, okay, you installed because I took Z in this one, which is wrong. I say it was like install Cassandra on the Compute Engine instance, then you take a snapshot, then you create Compute Engine instances, or and then you just uh teams using the newly created snapshots. Because according to the questions, from how I understood it, that you have to migrate just the data from on-premise stuff to Google Cloud. So I was from the way I was looking at it, like a best way to do it, because it's like when you take a snapshot of the thing, it's just like uh safe now. Like you have saved the things and then uploading it now inside it. That was how I was, that was my point of looking at it before I took the.
The problem is that how will you provide a Cassandra compute engine instance? and take a
No,
snap.
they said here that install it now. Did you say that
Install
install
Cassandra
Cassandra?
on Compute
Yes,
Engine install and take a
yes.
snapshot
And take a
to
snapshot.
create Compute Engine instance for renting. But look at here. This one is a lot of effort. You want this to be done with minimal support effort.
Okay.
See what I mean now? That's why I'm saying
Yeah, yeah.
that just a single word can change everything on the answers. Besides here with minimal support effort. This one you have to create, you have to install. Yes, it will work. Take a snapshot. Whereas the guy here just go on Cloud Marketplace and they check for Cassandra, phew, everything is done.
So how do you get the data from the on-premises into Cassandra? Because you just number one says let them go to market website sorry, cloud marketplace
They
and
say
just launch Cassandra.
no, they plan to migrate. That means that their database is still on premise, it's not yet on Google Cloud. So they
Ah,
plan
okay,
to
okay,
migrate it.
okay.
Okay, they plan to migrate
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So the answer will be A. This is correct, but with minimal support effort.
Okay, the best answer amongst the two is A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good. You know why I've never liked this multiple choice question where they say select two, select three answers. Uh, you are developing an application. You are developing an application that store and process file from thousands of producers. Okay. The data security and expiration of obsolete data are your top priority in building the application. Moreover, the application has to provide producers write permission to data for 30 minutes only. Okay. Delete file that are stored. Okay. Delete file that are stored over 45 days. Restrict producers from reading file they don't own. The development time for the application is short and you need to ensure that the solution has low maintenance costs. Okay? Should have some maintenance costs. Low maintenance overhead, sorry. Which strategy should you implement to satisfy the requirement? Great. First, this thing, we will remember the solution. There's only one solution in Google Cloud Storage that gives us this possibility. The possibility to give permission to someone that doesn't have a Google account to have access to our data in Google Cloud for a specific period amount of time. And the solution is Google Cloud Sign URL. So I will search for here for Sign URL. Okay, I'm having this good because this is the only solution that provides a solution here. Okay, now you send the delete file that are stored over 45 days. Okay, now store no need of show a cloud function. This one is out of scope. Write a script, not this either. Create an object lifecycle. Configure to delete object after 45 days. That's it. If you remember object lifecycle, you can either delete or you can either change storage classes. Okay? Based on certain conditions that you provide. So I will choose D and E. Any objections?
Yeah, yeah, coach. What about B? Deploy a cloud function that triggers a countdown timer. That
Look
one.
at look at here.
Or low maintenance again.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's the part that I'm sure this is where, as you said, the keywords.
Uh-huh.
These are the places that get me off track.
And
because
GCP,
I already took URL. That was my first choice. So I was confused between create an object and deploy. That's the way I was not sure which is which, but and then now as you were saying, I could not know which had a cheaper or easier way to do it.
no, it's because you are thinking too far. Google Cloud Storage itself is having a object lifecycle management. If you recall that, that's already doing this job. So why will I go to deploy a cloud function? Why Google Cloud Storage is having already that feature? You understand what I mean? Google Cloud
Yeah, yeah.
Storage is already having that feature. So no need for me to go and deploy another solution. Why the solution itself is already having the feature.
Okay, I see.
Your mobile app development company use Google Workspace to run your regular daily. You see that it's even easy. Hmm? C'est facile. Non, vous voyez que c'est facile. Hein? Le prochain test là, et ça remonte, tout le monde va se passer. Bien. Your mobile app development company use Google Workspace to run regular daily communication and team collaboration. You need to give some of these Google Workspace users access to a newly created CP project. What should you do? Well, let me read it again. Your mobile app development company uses Google Workspace to run regular daily communication and team collaboration. Okay. You need to give some of these Google Workspace user access to a newly created GCP project. So this one should be easy. It's just I am, right? I am. Single cloud I am. This is the only way here. No need to use Active Cloud Identity API. What is this? Google Cloud. Create a Google group call. No, 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 no. Generate a CSV file. No. So go to IAM page and grab the Google Workspace email address with appropriate IAM role to access a project. I've done this with you. So answer yes B. You are setting up a new billing account for your team. You want to link this billing account with an existing project called Project Dev. What should you do? Who can answer this? You're saying that you're setting up a new billing account for your team and you want to link that billing account with an existing project called Project Dev. Confirm that you have the billing administrator role. Okay, so yes, based on role already. Good. That means that what? You set up a billing account. Now you want to link the billing account to an existing project. What should you do? Who has the power to do that? Billing administrator or project billing manager role? So now he is now based on power first before eliminating. That means by choosing one of these, I'll eliminate two. Who has the power to do that? To create a billing account, to set up a billing account and link it to an existing project. Okay? Just the word project will make me select project because the scope is more higher. Okay? That means that A and C is eliminated and remaining with B and D. We are here at project level because this is what he wants to do. You want to link this billing account with an existing project called Project Dev. I mean, a billing administrator doesn't have the power. He manages a billing account, but he don't have the power to link the billing account to a project. Okay, that one is out of his scope. But the project billing manager role has the power to do that. So I'm remaining with C and D. Now, which one is the best solution? Confirm that you are the billing manager role for the project create a new billing account, update the project dev to use the billing account just created. Okay, the same thing. Use the cloud console, link the existing billing account to the project dev. No, I will choose B. Okay, answer is B. Okay, this one should be very easy. And I'm already seeing those things automatic basic. Okay, we didn't we didn't do we didn't do app engine, but I decided to put in because this word has nothing to do with I mean having a correct answer. Normally you should be able to answer this even if you have done app engine or not, because this one is the same term everywhere. It's just a matter of common sense. Okay, scaling should not be an issue to you guys. Your company is launching a web application to App Engine. It's critical that your application can dynamic scale up. Dynamic scale up means what here? What's the meaning of dynamic scale up? Okay, dynamic scale up. What's the meaning of that? It's automatic scaling. Alright? That means you can easily scale up and scale down. So the answer is A, up and down based on request rate. Moreover, you want to ensure that you have at least 3 unoccupied VM all the time. If I was having 2 automatic scale up, I will make sure to read because of this. But since I'm only having one, so this one is the best answer, not basic scaling. We talk about basic scaling when we talk about App Engine. It's not either manual scaling. Okay, so the answer is A. Okay, next. Any question? C'est bon? Your company regularly executes batch jobs process hosted in an on-premise server which takes around 33 hours in total to complete. The batch jobs consist of smaller tasks that can be performed offline and can be restricted in a case of and can be restarted in case of process interruption. You are assigned to migrate this workload to the Google Cloud platform and implement a cost-effective solution. This one also should be easy. That is in other words, you guys are actually regularly executing batch job on your company on an on-premise server, which takes around 33 hours to complete. Okay? And that job is basically performed offline and it can easily restart in case of failure. Okay? Now, they ask you now to migrate now this workload to GCP and implement a cost-effective solution because you were first doing on your on-premise server, but now they ask you now to migrate that solution, implement that solution now on Google Cloud Platform and implement the most cost-effective solution. Based on that, I'm seeing the word preemptible VM. Okay? Preemptible VM
Your company,
will be my option Y. Remember, we talk about compute engine. We talk about preemptible. When you talk about compute engine, talk about discount, substance discount, committed and preemptible or spot instant, the same thing. These are instant, these are the lowest, I mean, these are the most cost-effective servers in Google Cloud that last for 24 hours. Okay, good. Now, I know that solution lasts for 24 hours because it's the best solution actually. Preemptible VMs actually is the most cost, is a cost-effective solution. But Since it is 24 hours, okay, but here it's 33 hours. So how can I make sure that my VM still exists after 24 hours? I'll put it where? In a managed instance group. Okay? Because what? When you deploy a managed instance group, you provide them what? A minimum number of instances that should be up, that should always be up. Okay? Out of a maximum number of instances. That means I provided two. Managed instance will make sure that always two instances should be up and ready. That means that by combining preemptible VM and managed instance group, I'm able to overcome, I'm able to provide a solution to this issue. Period. You still have, here you're seeing a combination here of what? Of preemptible VM and managed instance group. So as to overcome the issue of 24 hours that normal preemptible VM machine have. But by putting them in the managed instance group, it can go up to 24 hours because managed instance group will make sure that what the actual desired state that you specify in this configuration match the desired state on the cloud platform. Okay? So I'm just bringing how you guys should think when you're answering these questions. Hmm? See that all those the words that we're talking about since the beginning, this year it's applying here. We are applying actually here. It's because about preemptible VM machine, but we never thought that we can combine preemptible VM machine with managed instance group. But why remember that why deploying managed instance group, you select the machine type that the managed instance group should launch. Okay? You select the machine type. Any question?
Yes. Are you saying that uh can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Are you saying that when we use now a managed instance group, it kind of provides two, it takes up like two preemptible VMs. Like when this first one is expiring after 24 hours, the second one will still be available.
No, not the first one. The man instance group is just even man instance group is a group of analytical server, right? Where you provide the maximum and the minimum number of instance. Okay. If you put two out of eight, and those instances also based on a target CPU size, for example, a matrix. So that means an increased number of the number of servers. If the matrix provided, let's say that you say that if the matrix is more than 70% of CPU utilization, I'm going to increase the number of servers so as to respect your requirements. But if you put the minimum number of two, you will make sure that two servers are always up and running, just like replica in Kubernetes engine. Even if you delete it, the man inside will recreate it. Okay? Even in 24 hours, if the server expire, the man inside will make sure to launch a new server automatically because the desired state on the configuration is two. And you will make sure to match the actual state on the server that's on the platform. That should be two, not one. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, I catch your point now. So the purpose of the managed instance group is so that if the 24 hours is finishing, it just creates another one.
No, not on purpose. Not on purpose.
No, not the only purpose. Sorry, how do I put it? Like, because you set the minimum instance to be two,
Mm-hmm.
and then and you also said that it should always create another instance until it finishes the job. So if it was using one preemptible VM for 24 hours, immediately that one is finishing because you had given that instruction to create another instance until the job gets finished. It will automatically create it by taking a new preemptible VM.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Bon, Log Explorer, est-ce qu'on a vu ceci? Non, we didn't view the type of log. You didn't view type of log, so I'll just skip this. Your company. Okay. You are saying that I am will always come. I am will. I've always said that security is very important. You always say I am question. So make sure to review your notes there. You always see I am questions on the exam. Always. Always come. Your company strictly observe the best practice of giving least privilege access. Okay. When I'm seeing already least privilege access, I'm first thinking about predefined role. I'm seeing a predefined role here is everywhere. So I'll continue my question. Your site reliable engineers team, talking about a team. Okay. You talking about a group. The best practice you use what to create a group when you talk about a team. Recently open a support case to GCP. The site reliable should be able to grant permission requests from the Google Cloud support while working through the case. Okay. That means I'm having a group of site reliability engineer. That means that they are all doing the same, all working on the same on the same area. They're all having the same title. They're all having the same job description. So the best part is Google Cloud is what? Is even here. You want to follow Google the best practice. The best practice is what? Is for me to create a group and assign a permission to the group and now put all those individuals in that group. By doing that, they will inherit the group permission. Okay? Even though providing them individual roles will work, but that one is not Google best practice. So I'm having two solutions here that they asked me to create a group. Let me read first before selecting it. And the permission should be what? They should be able to grant permission requests. Okay? Grant permission request from Google Cloud. So it's access approval role. C. Period. Okay? Good. Mhm. You are developing your product, you're developing your product on a cluster in the Google Cloud platform. You dedicated to one pod for each of your customers, and they are allowed to deploy untrusted codes. Untrusted code means what? Sandbox. I'm sure that many of you guys even sandbox. So let me call me sandbox. That means that when you're deploying an application in a sandbox environment, that means that even though that sandbox means that what? It's just a practice where you can easily deploy your application. And that application will not harm critical application around. That's the meaning of sandbox. So that means that that's why when I see the word untrusted code, you want to deploy untrusted code in their respective spot. Knowing this, you want to make sure that you isolate the pod from each other to avoid issue. Okay. The solution here is that you need to put it in a sandbox. So the answer here will be B. Add a custom node and we'll configure the enable sandbox with gvisor options. Okay. No worry, we didn't finish this. We didn't finish the Kubernetes engine. Okay. We'll explain how Kubernetes engine works. I mean how it is launched on GCP. For now, we just talk about Kubernetes engine in general. That means how you can work inside that. But the way of deploying the options is different from each cloud provider. Okay. You have designed you have designed a solution that use a wide variety of Google Cloud Platform service. Your company agreed to use this cloud service but asks you to provide an estimate cost. Okay, yes, what? Pricing calculator, right? An estimate cost of running this solution. You need to submit an estimate to properly forecast future expense. You'll be what? Pricing calculator, all right? This guy is saying pricing page doesn't exist. This one is talking about billing export doesn't exist. Okay. This one is talking about submit email. No. This one is talking about what? Provide. Yeah, okay. This is price calculator. It's the right answer. Your company has decided to use Google Cloud Platform to host your application. Your network team created a VPC on GCP and connected into your company's on-premise network via a secure VPN. Okay, you need to create a. You see that this is just explaining what is done, but this is what needs to be done by you. You need to create a VM inside Compute Engine to host an application, and this application should not be able to access public internet. This one is very easy. I'm sure that you guys try to think far by using big grammar. Or the answer is simply create the VM instance with no external IP address, period. I'm sure that some of you come and click here, create a VM instance, enable private access go option, or deny all ingress file. Nah, don't go too far. Simply create a machine with no external IP address. That's it. Right? You have an existing Google Cloud Compute Engine instance running on two virtual CPU and memory and 4 GB memory machine type. Lately, the instance has been having trouble and is running out of memory. You plan to increase the memory of the instance to 8 GB to improve performance. What should you do? This one also should be easy, guys. It should be easy. How can we increase the memory of an instance of a running instance? We first need to stop it. Okay? We first need to stop it. So I'm having two solutions that's doing that. A and B. Okay? A and B. Now, based on that, which is the good one. Use G Cloud Compute Instance Stop to stop the instance. Okay. Use the constant instance is also okay. Configure the machine type with G-Cloud Compute Instance set machine type. Okay. Start the VM instance once the configuration is done. This one is good. Edit the N1 machine type to N1 what? N8 no. Why no? Why no? N1 having here 2. So this one is not true. Okay. We want to improve this to this. But why improve this? They didn't ask us to decrease this. So why here is N1? Why it was first at the beginning too? We only want to increase the number of memory, but not decrease the number of virtual CPU. So B cannot be the correct answer. The correct one is A. Okay? You need to pay attention. I teach you how to understand this. This one is the type of workload. This one is the number of virtual CPU. And this one is the what? The memory. Okay?
Coach, so if it was N2, would that second one would it be a good answer?
Yeah, we a good answer. Answer. But it also depends because they didn't precise the type of workload. Okay, type of workload is not precise here. It didn't precise the type of workload. In your organization, employees pay for their Google Cloud Platform project using personal credit cards, which will be funded by the finance team at the end of each month. Your management team decide to centralize all projects under a single new billing. What should you do? Okay. No. Send email. Yeah. Create a new billing. No. 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 B. No need to create a new billing since it's already there. Your management team decide to centralize all projects under a single new billing account. So in the GCP, navigate to the resource manage section and move all projects to the root organizations. Liberty machine to yes. Your development team deployed a customer relationship management application on a managed instance group and is ready to serve customers all over the world. You continuously update your application every week. Okay, so you continuously update your application every week and you are preparing to deploy the new version gradually. You need to ensure that during the deployment, the available number of instances does not decrease. This one also should be easy. Okay. We discussed about that when we were talking about rolling update, gradual update, all those maximum number of instances, all those funny we're talking about. We're discussing about the managed instance group. They are saying that you need to ensure that during the deployment, the available number of instances does not decrease. Okay. You know, I'm searching for maximum search. Is it on Google Cloud? Select my, or you want to update and click rolling action. Configure the maximum search to 1 and maximum unavailable to 0. That means that 0 unavailable instance. Okay, so the right one is B, not C. Okay, good.
Coach, I'm still
Answer.
lost a bit on why it is the search maximum search one and then the other one zero. I got really confused on it.
Look at here. You continuously update. You you continuously update your application every week and you are preparing to deploy a new version gradually. You need to ensure that during deployment, the maximum number of instance does not decrease. Okay? What's the meaning of search? What's the meaning of this first? It's just English.
Increase like search now increase like
Mhm.
in- increase or move or go up.
We can say that no, not move. For example, let's say if you have a managed instance group with 10 VMs and you set maximum search to 1 during an update, that means that Google Cloud will temporarily create 1 additional VM. That would make 11, okay, to replace an old one. And once the new VM is healthy, okay, one of the old VM will be removed. And the process repeats until all the VMs are updated. That's what I mean?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay. That's the meaning of one, that's the meaning of maximum search to 1. Unavailable missing means that you want to make sure that there is zero available instance. Okay, we good?
Zero unavailable instance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So that every point in time there must be an instance.
Yes, the instance.
Okay.
Your company runs 100 of project on GCP. You are tasked to store the company audit logs file for 3 years for your compliance purpose. You need to implement a solution to store this audit log in a cost-effective manner. Okay, so what's the best solution? This one should be easy. Cost-effective manner. It will be cloud storage. It should that I didn't teach you about type of audit logs in GCP. We will discuss about that. But the best cost-effective manner solution is Google Cloud Storage. Okay, your companies want to set up a new virtual VPC behind a firewall to secure data egress. You have filtered the traffic flowing out of the VPC. Okay, you need to configure the VPC to have the least possible number of egress port open. Egress means what? Outgoing traffic. And you want to make sure that it's having the least number of port open. What should I do here? I will create a firewall rule that should block all egress traffic. That means this one is not allowed. And allow no. Create a firewall that blocks all egress traffic with low priority number of this. Yeah. Create another firewall that allows egress traffic for specific ports with a higher priority of 200. That's good. So the answer here will be C. Okay.
Coach,
Mm-hmm.
I read a similar question like this from Wiz Labs. So when I was trying to read the answer, it said in this type of situation, the low priority number, you pick the highest number, like the biggest number,
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to block it, but I did not understand why.
How can I say that? Euh, je pense ça comment? Let's say that because here the low priority is always the high number, and the high priority is the lowest number. That means that when you put this, you are closing all ports. You are closing most ports. Most ports are closed. Okay? That means that it blocks all egress traffic because this rule blocks everything. Because this one is the maximum port number that exists. 65534. When you are putting that means that you block everything. Okay? But the priority 200 is high. This one is allowed setting port like uh port 22, port 443, port 80. Like the HTTP, HTTP, and HTTPS. I'm searching for how can I explain it to you easily.
I get your point. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
so I just have to take it that the highest number blocks more ports, the lowest number opens more ports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Open hotspot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hey, me, I was trying I was first confused also at the beginning of that.
So when I read that question, that was the answer that was the explanation to the answer that they gave. It was a similar one, just like this. Then the answers were simple, like which port number will you use? So they gave something 655, gave 200, gave one that. So I took the lowest number because the question said least possible number of open egress ports. So I took the lowest number. Then the answer was showing me something more, got confused. I just
Mm-hmm.
accepted it like that.
Mm-hmm. Because this one the maximum number of ports. When you're putting this on the firewall, you're blocking everything. Everything that is blocked when you're specifying this. So I mean that you block everything by putting the highest number. I mean the when you put the low base number, that is it, but you put the highest number that is, even though it's less, they know 200 is less than say 60,000, but this one open more spots on the server. So just take like that. I mean, it's your own. Okay, this question is also confused. Then talking about class SDK. You are using Google SDK to interact with Google Cloud Service. You have two DCP account. You need to create new compute engine instance on each account using the command line interface. The first account run on US West region and zone, while the other runs on US Central one. What should you do? You have two accounts. You need to create new compute engine instance on each account using command line interface. Okay. This one should be nice. So what should you do? And you're using the cloud SDK. That means that you need to set up these two regions first. So set up the two configuration with the appropriate properties by running gcloud config configurations. Yeah, that's a command. Issue the gcloud. No, not it. Set up the two configuration and activate. No, not activate. Activate what? Set up the good configuration. No, we don't activate something here. Set up the two configuration with the appropriate properties by running gcloud config configuration command. Issue the gcloud config configuration activate. Voilà. Config name. Command to switch account when running the necessary command to create the company. Yeah, this one will be this one will be the right one. Because when you create a cloud SDK, if you are doing the exercise, by creating a cloud SDK, you need to create some configuration like the region or the zone. Okay? Where the cloud SDK will deploy the instance. But now here you're having now. This now you have two account. Okay? You have two non-display account and you want to create servers on each account using your cloud SDK. And that cloud SDK for sure has already been configured by saying that word there. After setting up the configuration with the appropriate properties by running gcloud config command, you need now to activate now the configuration name for you to switch account and for you to go from US to West one. Let's say yes, you put here West config. You need to switch to West config to be able to deploy to the US West region. And you need to switch to US Central to be able to deploy in US Central. Okay? That's how you'll be able to deploy servers on two different regions by using a single cloud SDK. So the answer here will be D. You cannot launch both simultaneously. No, it's false. You can't do that. They're in different regions. You can't do that. Even though you're having two screens, you can type on your keyboard and the keyboard height on the two screen. Nope. You need to finish your first on one screen first before going to the other screen. So you can't launch both you can't deploy on both simultaneously using a single command line. You are working for a company that plans to deploy a web application that serves HTTPS requests. You need to build a managed instance group that scale automatically for this application. Part of the requirement is to have a capability to recreate on reality instance automatically. So what should we do here? What should you do? What should you do here? Eh? They say what part of the requirement is to have a capacity to create unhealthy instance. How can you make sure that the instance is unhealthy? You need to create what? A health check. Configure a health check. Because of our health check, and set the protocol settings to HTTPS and define the criteria that you want. And use the health check when you create a managed instance group. That means that you determine if the instance is healthy or not. Okay. Your company use Google Cloud. Your company use Google Cloud. Right. Company use Google Cloud Compute. Your company use cloud storage to offer storage, archive, and backup service to your customers. A client wants you to achieve files that have multiple version after 30 days. Okay. Multiple version 30 days. She also require previous files to be accessed once a month for audit purpose. Okay, that's audit nearline. So I mean this. I'm just with these two. The client also asks you to ensure that the archive can be modified at the end of each month if needed. Okay. Create a bucket lifecycle configuration that transition newer version of data after 30 days into nearline. Create a bucket lifecycle transition data from regional storage bucket after 30 days to nearline. No. A client wants to archive file of multiple version. She also require previous files to be accessed once a month. Nope. I will not choose it because it's because this one is not saying that the client is accessing his data constantly. The original storage is similar to standard storage, the same thing. So I will choose C because it is not mentioned somewhere here that he's having access to his data every time. Okay, so the answer will be C. C because what they put here once a month, once a month. Once a month is what is nearline, not co-line. 30 days, nearline. Good. When I'm seeing this, yeah, it's also easy based on the answer provided. Right? I'm seeing that what you don't want the mobile team to accidentally delete your instance from the project. You simply activate the enable deletion protection setting Compute Engine. Okay. Also, this word, auditors. You A company will never give an auditor, that means an external user or external someone they hire to edit his files. Editors will always have viewer role. I'm seeing that everywhere is viewer role. Okay, but there's no custom IAM. Viewer role already exists. So B and C is eliminated. Custom role simply means what? It means that the role doesn't exist. And I'll go and create a role. But the viewer role already exists, so I will delete this. B, C, and D is not a good answers. Now read now the question. A new editor join your organization and you need to add him to your team Google Cloud project. The editor need to have read access permission. He can only view, but he cannot edit. The permission should be reset from modifying resources in the project. How will you grant the necessary permission to the new editor? Use the built-in IAM project viewer role. Good. Because what? Modifying, you need to view what? To add him to your team Google Cloud project. You need to have permission, but it should be reset by modifying resources in the project. So you need to view everything in the project. Okay? Use the built-in IAM service. No, not service viewer role. No, he needs to view everything in the project, but he cannot modify it. Answer is A. Okay? you are built, very good. Your build team. Your build team build a decouple e-commerce. Decouple simply means Oko microservice. Okay. E-commerce application on GK that runs multiple ports. The node on the default node pool runs on N2 machine type. You're required to deploy additional port configured to use, okay, high memory, machine type. The application serves mission critical requests and you need to implement this change without causing downtime. Sorry, didn't discuss about it yet, but in GKE, there's something called node pool. Okay, you can easily add a new node pool to a cluster without disturbing the current node pool. Okay, because a cluster is simply what a group of instances, okay, that are working as a single one. But now I'm asking that you need to add additional port, okay, to use high memory machine type without disturbing or the current cluster. I will simply create a new node pool, okay, and give these characteristics so as to deploy it. Answer will be B. Ok? Node pool signifie, c'est comme une piscine de serveur. Node pool, as its name says, piscine de serveur. You have installed the G-Cloud command line interface on your Windows and have successfully authenticated it with your corporate Google Cloud account. You are working on a project in which resources are mostly deployed in Asia, Southeast 1A zone. You want to deploy instance on this region, but you don't want to define it zone every time. Okay. Yeah, that means that you're actually working on the Google Cloud CLI. Okay, for those who configure the SDK, while configuring the SDK, you can configure a default zone already on it. That means that when you would just when you would deploy it, it will automatically inherit the default zone provided on the cloud SDK while you were configuring it, while you were connected with GCP. And I'm saying that you want to deploy an instance on this region, but you don't want to define the zone every time on the command. Because you can put the zone, you can put this, I mean, on the command, you can put the zone options as option in the command. But you don't want to do that every time. And I'm asking how can you now overcome that issue? Okay, simply this. On the CLI, set this region, this zone as a default compute zone by using the command gcloud config set compute/zone command. Okay, answer is A. You are a head engineer of a software development organization and you control the access for everyone. You grant the project creator role to all engineering team. Okay, but you don't want them to link project to a Bing account. It's also essential that the finance team can link projects to a Bing account, but they should not have the privilege to access or perform changes on any resources. Okay, so one is checking to be tricky. That means that what? You are a project creator role. You grant a project creator role to all engineering team, but they should not link project to a Bing account. Okay, you're on the first one. That is the project. That is the engineering team. But you don't want also ensure for the finance team can link project to all Bing account. To all Bing account, to a Bing account, but they should not have the privilege access or perform them. Okay. I see. Good. Ground billing account user on the billing account of all user in the agency. Okay. Ground billing account user on billing account as well as d'accord. Ground billing account user role on the billing account as well as project billing manager role on the organization to all of the users in the financial team. Okay. Because it's also essential for the financial to link. Yeah. Think you will be the best answers.
It's actually very good.
Yes, make yourself.
Remember, I don't buy my dress.
Okay. You, company. Bon, this you not yet here. Oh, I'll do this. I think this is a good question to understand the meaning of savings account. Because you guys were confused. Since that the web or savings account change. The same thing everywhere. Je pense que pas fini le temps. Your company store all its container image on Google Cloud container registry in a project called TD DevOps. The development team created a Google Kubernetes Engine cluster on a separate project and need to download container image from the DevOps project. What should you do to ensure that Kubernetes can download image from the container registry? Okay? It's talking about what here? A service. Talking about here what a service. That means that in the cloud storage, pick, in the TD project, assign the storage object viewer role to the service account used by what? Used by the GKE node. You are seeing that when we talk about application, we talk about what? Service account and not IAM. Okay? Because this development team created a complete engine cluster on a separate pool and need to download the container image from the TD project. Okay? What should you do to ensure that Kubernetes can download the image from container registry securely? Yeah. Answer here will be A. Hmm. This guy service this permission. Just so you can. A senior developer in your company is assigned to manage and create a service account for your company Go project. You want to make sure that the assigned person is granted the least permission to manage the project. The least permission to manage the project. Which project to manage the project? Okay, to create service account. That means that this permission should be a service account level. So is the one to manage means that it needs to be an admin. So we D. Anyway, we'll just select it like that. Time is almost done. This one, the same thing. Jenkins, you should what marketplace? Where is it? Oops, time is finished. Ah, Jenkins, go cloud marketplace. Good. If you come here, view question. Okay, you can see the correction. This is it. It's explain. Okay, it's Cassandra. This explain.
Ok, je vois maintenant, merci.
Good. Donc, vous avez vu comment est-ce qu'on peut attaquer les questions. Hmm? Vous voyez que c'est facile. Est-ce que c'est dur? Il y a des mots comme là-bas qui peuvent vous embrouiller. Embrouiller pour rien, en fait. Mhm. Ok. Et dans le chat. Let me stop the recording.